So the iPhone 12 has been out for a few years now, and what's super crazy is this iPhone is still getting software support, which is great, but for the most part, iOS 16 pretty much gave all the features for the specific iPhone. There was like one or two features, landscape Face ID, that did not come for the iPhone 12, but it's been a couple of months since we made an initial review of this thing for this year, so let's go and see how it holds up in the middle part of 2022. Now, this phone is still completely worth it. I think it still has a ton of capability behind it, and I will still say if you want to go ahead and buy an iPhone, I mean, this thing still has a lot of power within it. It's fairly recent of a release, and it's really not going anywhere anytime soon, and Apple is still selling this thing too, which I think that in and of itself, those are some really big reasons to still purchase this device. Now, kind of moving on to another slide of things, this iPhone's body is still consistent with what it was before. Nothing has really changed. Still a beautiful display. The build quality is still very good for the most part. Glass on the back feels very good. Dual camera setup on the back too. And overall, I mean, this phone still is a very premium phone. Now, this has still not changed some of the things I've said earlier about this device, which basically relate around the specific battery health issues that I was having. The iPhone 12s that many people picked up, the batteries have degraded quite a bit, which is kind of annoying. When you go and purchase like a brand new phone, you don't want it to be, degrading this much in the battery life standpoint, but it is one of those things that you're just going to have to remember. I don't think hopefully, the newer ones haven't really been affected by this, but I guess time will tell. Now, one other thing I want to state is with the price tag. This thing earlier on this year from a lot of different websites I've looked at, they were selling about that, for the base model, $560 to about, $600 for those base models. Right now, we're looking at about a $100 decrease from that specific price point. So it can go anywhere from $60 to $100, that they've gone down in value. So I think that's a really cool thing. The fact that these things are going down pretty decently are great for people who want to buy them, and also great for people who want to sell them, because they're still kind of maintaining their value, and we're seeing a pretty decent drop. Now, moving on to iOS 16, this is probably one of the bigger things we've seen for this specific year. The iPhone 12, luckily for us, is getting this software version, which honestly is kind of surprising now because Apple has been pretty much removing a lot of different devices from their whole entire, ecosystem, which is crazy. And another big thing they've done is actually limit the amount of features each individual iPhone was getting. Now, with the iPhone 12, like I mentioned, this iPhone pretty much has gotten every single version of, feature that iOS 16 brought us. So I think that's a really, really cool thing. If you wanted to go ahead and pretty much, get a device that's going to last you for quite a bit of time, especially in the software and the, feature standpoint, well, this is going to be one of those awesome, devices, at least in my opinion. Now, another big thing to keep in mind is looking at the future of this phone. The iPhone 14 is going to be coming out probably in the next 3 months. So we're already in June, late June. So around that September timeframe, that's when we can start seeing some of the iPhones start to be released. And I will definitely tell you, there really isn't, if you don't want to go ahead and, you don't need a phone today, I would probably recommend waiting out as long as possible. If you can just wait out until the iPhone 14s come out, that's probably the best thing you can do in this specific situation. From previous years of owning many different iPhones, it really makes just less and less sense as you get closer and closer to that, next iPhone release. Because the iPhone 12s are still being sold by, Apple brand new, the chances of them continuing to sell this phone, in my opinion, are actually fairly high. So we could see another $100 price, drop decrease for this iPhone, but on top of that, but potentially we could also see a lot of these cheaper iPhones, get even cheaper in the used market as well. So that kind of covers up how this iPhone holds up in the, middle part of 2022. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.